or see your comments.
All right, everyone. Sorry for that little bit of dead air. I'm going to.
There we go. It is so much more challenging doing this show solo, but I've gotten the hang of it. I miss having guests, but you are watching. You asked for it live on Jess FM and Jess TV this Monday night. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, I got some topics for us, and we're going to talk about some crazy stuff that's just been going on. And yeah, I'm just always happy to be here and join you. And it feels so good to do the show because I actually put clothes on, do my hair, put on some face. It makes me feel like I still have a job. Even though we are working behind the scenes, just not having your face in the public all the time. Yeah, you just don't have the same routine. And so on Mondays, I look forward to it because I know I'm going to be on the show and I'm going to see you guys. And it just gives me an excuse to get ready. But then after the show, I was so used to going out, I have nothing to do. Last week, Erica at Plum was nice enough to visit with me in Austin as she saw us leaving the show, just like old times. To keep her business working and being community driven, Erica at Plum is actually doing grocery delivery, and she's doing an amazing job at it. And she's really switched up her business to survive during these Corona days. And so, yeah, you should check out Erica's grocery delivery. She's doing a great job with that, and it was nice because for a little bit last week, it felt like old times, you know. You asked for it, starring Levi Cox and Austin Francis Guy Walsh, and doing the show together, and then heading down to our favorite old haunt, Plum. So, yeah. Hi, everyone. I love seeing you there watching. Hi, Becca. We're going to have to talk this week because I might need some advice about the future and what things look like because I know that you can do a tarot reading, and so we talked about that, and maybe you can give me some insight in these strange times. So before we go into kind of the heavier topics, let's I just got a dish about the enthusiasm that you had and I had and Austin had of having us back together and talking about our week. I don't know about you, but sometimes it feels like the weeks are dragging out, and other times it feels like time's going very fast through this time. At first it just felt like the longest month ever, and now it's just kind of like, okay, well, here we go. But I think people are settling into this new way of life. At the same time, they're not, and they're cracking. You see both sides of it, you know? And you look for those little things that make you feel normal, like, again, putting on doing my hair and coming and doing the show, and seeing Jesse, who is running the show for me tonight, it just makes me feel normal. So I'm going to read your comments because I lie. Because I need. Yeah, this week really flew by. If you would like to comment, I will be reading your comments through the show just so I can have some interaction. So I will be asking some questions, and I want you to just kind of, ping pong with me a bit. Give me some to talk about here. So Austin and I, spent a whole week together and pretty much quarantined. So it was super awkward because he's here in Lethbridge. It really couldn't see his friends. One of our friends, Sue, set up her garage and set up lawn chairs 8 feet apart. And we went and had a beer with her. And that was it was so nice, even though it was strange. We were able to, see each other at least. But even then, I brought a selfie stick and I'm like, do I take a photo of this or are people going to be mad? It is hard trying to, connect. Hi, Jorgen. How are you doing in quarantine? Jorgen has just left the city. I can't wait to see you, bud. We'll have to go on one of those walks that we always said we'd go on and we didn't do. So we also saw our friends Clay and Phil, but again, long distance. We walked around Henderson with their dog, Huckleberry, and again, it felt normal for a minute. And but even on the path around Henderson, there's arrows which way you're supposed to walk. You have to go around the park in a certain way, and if you don't, people glare at you. Like we just got excited to see each other, and we did the air hug thing, and then we were walking, and yeah, you just got to make sure you're on the right path and these are strange times, so don't be too hard on judging people if they don't get all the rules. I mean, it's still so bizarre to see all the playgrounds with the signs that say "Don't play on the playground." I mean, that's some weird stuff. Tell a kid, like as a kid, you just always want to go to a park. Um, it's been amazing. It hardly feels like COVID out here. You get to town and then, oh my god, yes, it does feel stranger, I think, in town than maybe isolated like that. Oh my gosh, Trisha, I just saw Trisha, my awesome cousin. She owns a fitness studio up here next door to the Jess FM studios, and I miss seeing her when I film these shows. So then I usually film the show and then pop in and have a little chat with her and then head down to Plum. So it's just funny, well, I love Trish and she's my cousin, but the people that you just saw and you're just not seeing them. I miss the workers at Toys R Us. Is there some strange people in your life who you miss? I had to go to Loomis and pick up orders for Catwalk today, and I saw our delivery guy, and I feel bad because I didn't know his name, but he couldn't wait to shoot the shit and have a talk about everything that's going on. So, yeah, we were trying to not playing on a playground is the most heartbreaking part of all this. I would definitely agree. It's very strange that the playgrounds are not open. And I am an adult who likes to actually go to playgrounds. So I will go to the one, it's kind of behind Depp Boulevard, but there's these really tall bamboo things that you can jump bamboo rod to bamboo rod. And I actually kind of get a workout to it. So Austin and I were riding our bikes a lot last summer, and we'd bike to this park and jump around these giant bamboo sticks. So it is super weird. Oh, you miss your Weight Watchers workshops? Its virtual ones are not the same. The human connections, right? Oh, thank you for saying I have a warm smile. I miss shopping. I want to talk about that actually. You know, my smile is. It feels like my smile has come back, and I had a woman named Patricia who is doing Reiki services. She also does reflexology. She's been doing it for me, and she said she envisioned me with my smile back. And it's very interesting because I noticed my natural smile and energy and positivity is coming back after a lot of trauma. It's taken a lot of therapy to get here and a lot of love and support. So thank you so much. The weight is being lifted off my shoulders. Yet there's a whole new weight on all of our shoulders. So yeah, it's a strange thing. So weighing in at home would suck. I used to do Nutrisystem, and going for those weigh-ins, it kept you very accountable because you're in a room with someone and you had to get on that scale, and you'd be like, yes, lost 3 pounds. Yes, lost 4 pounds. And then you'd go and you'd be like, they're gained half a pound. And you had to be like, oh, okay, I did cheat. I had cheesies. It would be very hard to be on Weight Watchers during coronavirus, but I did notice one of my employees and cousins, Kinley, he has lost the Corona 19. Most of us are gaining the Corona 19. He lost the Corona 19. I see Kinley, and every time I see him, I'm like, man, you're going to have that summer body that no one's going to see. Going around Henderson again, one of my favorite things in the summer is to go to Henderson Pool. I love it. You can pack your own cooler, and you can meet your friends, put your blankets out. And we walked by it and just thought, wow, I'm not going to be hanging out on Sundays at Henderson anymore. And then we joked that maybe it would rain enough and we could jump the fence and go for a swim like old times. But I just can't imagine. So we're going to talk a little bit about a serious topic, and then I got to go back to Austin and I because I want to tell you about our week. But we did get a ruling last week from the Alberta Health Minister that no gatherings all summer of over 15 people. So you can have a business and you can actually have less than 15 people in it, but you have to maintain 6 feet apart. But when you really read between the lines of what that means, and they're saying end of summer, so I'm assuming that means end of August. But when you read between those lines, that means no server serving you a drink or an appetizer or food. Even if I opened up my salon with not all my staff, and half clients, we would have to be 6 feet together. I'm thinking about the chiropractors, the dental offices, the eyeglass places, the patios. There's literally no business. I was thinking maybe they could open the mall up and let 15 people in at a time and stay in different stores. I mean, I'm going to just go back and read some of your comments. And we're going to talk about that. Whoa, Anastasia's down 35 pounds. Congratulations. And you're right, Becca. I think having Austin here was good for the smile. You spend more money online than going to the mall. Anyone else? I know, and it's getting people more trained to do that online shopping, which is going to be a scary thing long term. I see Brenda Herman, and Brenda, we're in this Alberta thing together, being salon owners. Can you believe the ruling? 15 people or less, but you have to be 6 feet apart. I'm hoping that they can relax these maybe come June, and we can maybe wear masks and gloves and still service our clients, because I miss you all. I miss doing your hair. I miss that interaction. I miss being creative. And I have some major strategies how to open the gate swinging at Catwalk. So hang on, cutting. I can't wait. Yeah, you read a stat that 79% of people lost or maintained their weight. That's pretty good. And thank you, Renee. I feel like my smile is back. Your friend that was on the show, whose mom makes the cups, is making me amazing turtle cup. That is so awesome. Okay. I want to talk about Jacinda Larson and Claire Larson. She's not Claire Larson anymore. She got her married name. But she makes these amazing cups, and I'm so happy you ordered a turtle cup. She'll make you all an awesome cup, customizable to whatever design you want. Claire, when you're in, just put your link up on the page again. Yeah, she made an awesome, yeah, so I'm happy that worked for her, connecting her. Wine and memorization of credit card information is dangerous. I like shopping for the groceries too. It's our only interaction. I went to Save on Foods today, and I bumped into a client of Catwalk, and his hair was so bushy. Sorry, Daniel Yankee, you're usually so cleaned up. Jesse does a great job on your hair, and you had all the hair growing out, and you're like, I'm going to wait for Jesse. I'm going to support you guys. I'm going to support local. So I hope this doesn't go on until September, because I won't recognize you. But it was just nice, even though we stood 6 feet apart, to see someone I knew and have a smile and a conversation. Okay, so yes, Austin and I did get bombarded with, are you two getting back together? And, we see a lot of comments, and then people don't want to write it on the thread, so they give me a little private message that you two should really get back together. Austin and I don't have a lot of bad blood, and a lot of people have a hard time understanding that. When people break up, it is very hard, but we did it through a lot of dialogue and conversations, and I'm so grateful to have maintained that friendship and relationship, because he's really helped me through some hard times, and I know I've been there for him as well. And we actually took this time quarantining to really talk through a lot of our issues and problems, and we didn't actually even fight once for a week together, and we cooked every night but one night. Like, that's impressive. So we only ordered Erica made us a little bit of food at Plum that night, and put it on the table, and then we went and ate it. But we cooked a lot, and I watched a lot of Housewives, drank a lot of wine, and just had a really wonderful time catching up. And one of the things we did to pass time is actually coloring books. I know it's so silly, but it's being creative. And Austin was so proud of his coloring books, and he would showed me how to take a Kleenex, put a corner on it, and then smudge your crayons together. It makes a much more blended sheen, and it was really good. So that's our little tip of the day. The thing that's really going to be hard is the outdoor festivals. And exactly, Chris, with someone like you who is so social, and I know you are in the healthcare world, so thank you for working. Chris, we've made me an amazing cup with the Catwalk cat panther in a rainbow, and I want to thank you for that. But yes, I'm really going to miss the festivities, and I want to talk to you about, everything. I mean, street wheelers, whoop up days, Dragon Boat, and of course Lethbridge Pride Fest. Lethbridge Pride Fest, we have an official meeting on the 30th, and we have, obviously some tough decisions to make because we don't really have a choice, and we've missed two of our biggest fundraising events through this corona time, so not seeing you all is very difficult. Smiling, dancing, hugging, interacting is really been a challenge. I had an idea of how we could do Lethbridge Pride Fest. So I said we could go out with rainbow tape and block off 6 feet by 6 feet squares, and then everyone who's been self-isolating with someone or their husband or kids could each have a square. And then we could fill all of Galt Gardens in these 6 foot by 6 foot squares, and then we could have some bands and performers performing for us. And I was like, then we all were doing the 6 feet distance. But then I realized it's only 15 people allowed, separated from 16. So 15 of you can join me for Lethbridge Pride Fest in Galt Gardens in our 6 feet cubicles. I was like trying to get creative. And then I thought maybe we could still do the Lethbridge Pride Parade, and we could have string 6 feet apart, rainbow string, and have everyone keep it tight and walk through the city. But then I was like, again, there's hundreds of people getting together and people would want to come watch, and we'd break the rules. So it's a confusing time. I'm going to take a look here. A lot of, Jacinda, give your mom a shout out on the cups. We noticed that she's got some business from this. I know. These birthday parties I've had a lot of friends have birthdays through this, so it's typically a video message or a FaceTime more than just the typical love you on Facebook, so I try to do at least a video or something for my friends, but I know they're not all in the city. But the parades, I've seen people drive by someone's house to say happy birthday or stand out on the street. It's just like, you'll never forget that birthday, I'll put it that way. One of my friends, it was his birthday, and I actually went and like Nicky nine-doored his like house, put a present on the step, and stood off on the street so he could get the present. And after he messaged me and he said, "You're the only one who gave me a present this year." Not that it's about presents, but he was just so grateful for that, that act. And it's a strange time, and we have to, not only have people check in on us, but try and check back in on other people as well. So, my daughter said she's not going to the Comic-Con. I know. There's no Comic-Con. She misses Austin, too. She shaved her entire beautiful long curly hair, Renee. Oh, my gosh. Okay, we've already talked about this topic, but all the head shaving. I was talking to Diani, the owner of Once Upon a Bride, today, and I want to talk about business in just a second with that. But I could see she was letting her roots grow in, very brave, and I know that's brave, right? But it's so tempting. But again, she said she wants to support her hairstylist when this is over. So I thought that was very kind. But I said, like, so many people are shaving their heads, and she's like, I know, it's a phenomenon. It's a funny one. So, but if you're gonna try it now. So, hi Naomi, hi Devin. I sent you a public how do you say that? Like not a public announcement, like a safety. It was about checking in on a certain group of people during this coronavirus. It is like the funniest clip, and I sent you that because it cracked me up, and I thought, it was funny. I wish I was going to almost play it on air, but I think it's a little offensive for some of our listeners. But the comedy that is coming out of coronavirus there's some really good stuff. There's some good parodies. People have time to make these videos and these new memes. And one of my favorite places to go is Thora Shade. She's a hairstylist, formerly at Catwalk. But Thora, her Facebook, she just like has us laughing every day. I have to like almost laugh at every one of her posts. She said, to all the married couples out there, how you doing? Being isolated with your husband. I'm not seeing so many "you're my everything, you are my world" posts lately. I don't know if you can get that. Anyway, we could do a virtual parade and a virtual drag show. It's a little hard though. It's like not as exciting. I want to see it. Blame it on me. Oh, Renee. Oh, what do you want to see? Renee wants to see what? Okay. Well, happy birthday to your daughters. I don't think I got her name, but she's turning 7, and happy birthday to her from me and the Jess FM studios. So I was talking to Dion of Once Upon a Bride because, um, oh gosh, I say Dion, I think it's Danielle. Oh my gosh, I just made a fool of myself. Anyway, we were saying our businesses, if we can open up with less than 15, I said you can at least let 10 people in, but she said no, she actually has to dress you in the dress and she has to like make sure it fits, and you really can't trust the mother or the bride or the mom or the friend to dress because these dresses are expensive and they can be damaged. So she actually dresses you, and there's no way for her to do that and get the measurements without being 6 feet apart. Because I was like, at least you can open, and she's like, I can't. And so the wedding business, all the grad dresses, the wedding dresses that are all pre-ordered, and weddings and grads are canceled, and we do all the hair and makeup. It's just a real, kind of, whoa, this thing we gear up for every year to be pulled out from our feet. I really worry about I always say Le Chateau because it's one of the places I do buy clothes in Lethbridge. But they didn't even get rid of their winter collection. They have their spring collection. There's summer collections coming. There's going to be a fall collection. Is there going to be so many sales after coronavirus in stores? Do you guys think everything's just going to be blown out? Or do you think people are going to be so excited to spend they're just going to buy it? Or are these stores just going to collapse? I just don't understand how this reopening is going to work. Oh, hi, Sally. Sally got a news story for her wonderful videos for teaching her kids while, school's out. And so great job on that. I also want to say I was happy to get some local support to support our local businesses from Bridge City News. So thank you for doing that news story on how to keep your beauty regime going during this pandemic. It might seem like a small thing, but I really do recommend that at least a couple times a week, put on an outfit that makes you feel nice, do your makeup, do your hair, and, just put on some fun music and get ready, Could make one of those videos where they're like, what's it called? Don't wait, don't waste, don't rush. The don't rush challenge, you take the blush brush with your, you're not done up, and then you, go on the camera lens, and then poof, you're gorgeous. I mean, I love those instant makeovers. I think it's really great. So Sally, I'm talking about close downs and going to the end of summer. I've heard some teachers say that they were told to prepare plans for if school doesn't reopen in September, so you have an online plan and a going back to school plan. I mean, that's some scary stuff, and I really hope that they do the grads for these students before next June, maybe in September if things are lightened up. I'm hoping they can go city by city rather than just the whole province, because in our city, Lethbridge, Alberta, that's where we film Jess FM, we haven't had a lot of cases, and the hospitals are pretty quiet, and you actually, no one in the emergency room. I've had to go to the doctor. I got right into walk-in clinic. So, I wish that they would maybe look at it city by city eventually and see how we have flattened the curve, and they can start lifting some of these restrictions. Because, again, Once Upon a Bride, they own their building, so they're feeling a little more secure. But a lot of people who are paying rents, it's a really scary time. And I mean, all the rollouts and ways that that's going to work have not really been resolved. So I was recommended to have a guest who's in charge of, what is his name? The guy in charge of business?
Trevor Livington.
Trevor Livington? I was suggested to have Trevor Livington on the show to talk about business. He runs the businesses of Lethbridge.
Yeah, CEO.
He's the CEO of Lethbridge Business Plans. So I think he would be good to have on here and help us strategize. And I know you guys are doing a great job supporting local. I just took a picture of Stella's window. Support local, stay safe. It's a tricky thing. And for the business owners keeping their stores open, I mean, I saw Humpty's is open 8 till 8. That's a 12-hour shift every day for pickups and deliveries. I mean, how do you know how many staff to have, how much food to order? I guess it's just unprecedented. Speaking of unprecedented, let's talk about unprecedented. Did anyone see Donald Trump suggest to maybe they're working on you can like inject like Lysol cleaner into your body and it'll kill the virus? I mean, it was just so outlandish. Lysol had to make an official statement I saw saying by any means do not ingest Lysol or disinfectants or inject them. It was just a really strange little moment there on TV, but I guess we just got to look for those things. Um, exactly. Doing your hair today, Mom. She did her hair today. It is a great way to feel good. Lewington. Oh, Chrissy Snow. Is Lewington birthday girl? Okay. So, moistly. uh, yep, the Cheetos is the nuts. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's insane. He definitely is insane. Yes, it is a weird little time with that thing. So I saw Saskatchewan is opening up their hair salons and some of their businesses. So I think maybe that's going to be a test to see how that works. And maybe we can kind of work that into other cities, maybe not provinces, but we can go city by city. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens when they reopen hair salons. I was told in Quebec they're actually opening up some hair salons. I don't know if this is true, but I heard it from a very smart and beautiful woman, and that the hairdressers are going to be wearing hazmat suits. So a full hazmat suit to do your hair. And Austin and I just simply said, I'm not going to do hair then. If I got to wear a hazmat suit, it's just not going to work for me. And if you're one of my clients, you know that shampoo, that scalp massage, that shoulder rub, and that blowout is like the best thing. I need to get my hands in there, not rubber gloved hands, and I don't know. So let's see how doing hair in hazmat suits works. But yeah, like I lost my retainer for 5 days, and I could feel my teeth moving. And I was like, I need to call the dentist. Like, I need to get a new retainer built. But I was like, I don't know, just the idea of it sounded so daunting. Like, are they open? Is that an emergency? Because they're only open for emergencies. But I was like, I cannot go back into braces. So I luckily found my retainer. But it was 5 days and I could feel my teeth shifting. So we need our dentists. Like, my dentist office is busy every day. I can't imagine, like, the backup of work that needs to be done on people. Or, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm feeling strong. And actually, I just looked at myself on the camera to see if I look strong. You know what? Having someone like Austin or any good friend come and spend a week with you, or if you have a quarantine buddy, it just kind of lifts your spirit a bit. Because and people didn't give a shit about not physical distancing, but we were self-isolating before we went into this week together, and we did self-isolate and follow the rules, and neither of us were feeling sick. So I want you to be safe and be careful with that. But people do need human interaction. We do need isolation buddies through this. And I keep always reiterating, but I didn't start this saying physical distancing, not social distancing, but there's only so many Zoom parties you can do. Austin already, he's like, I'm gonna miss your back rubs. I always give him these like back rubs, and he's like, oh, and you know what? Sleeping more, your back hurts worse. It seems like. So I hope that you guys have someone who can give you a hug or a back scratch every once in a while. But looking strong, feeling strong. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't cry when Austin left. I wanted to for a minute. He goes like, "Don't cry. I hate when you cry." I'm like, "I'm not gonna cry." And so I knew today coming on, I tried to get him to stay till tomorrow so we could do the show tonight together. But our week was good. And so I just knew I wanted to come on and be strong so you guys aren't like, are you a total mess? Austin's gone. And, you know, I'm not. And I'm okay. And I appreciate that. But yes, I did put on a spray tan. And who else out there is self-isolating with a hairstylist? Is anyone else self-isolating with a nail tech, a massage therapist, a hairstylist, I got a tattoo artist, someone who is now just like using you as their guinea pig. Because I have seen some people practicing lashes at home with their daughters. The daughters doing the mom's nails. So I have seen some of this going on. Thor, as in Facebook, said, "Don't you wish you would have isolated with a hairdresser?" Because it was so nice to color and cut Austin's hair, and he colored and redid my extensions. They were falling out, which I embarrassingly showed off on our video when we got together. I looked like all party in the, it didn't look good. And so I got Austin to redo my hair extensions. They feel good. They feel tight. I'm hoping I can now make it through the quarantine. And if not, I'll change up the look and take them out. But self-quarantining with a hairstylist is really nice. He goes, maybe I'm going to have to come back in a month or 6 weeks so we can redo each other's hair and colors. And also, Austin's really good with the waxing pot, and I haven't waxed eyebrows in a while, so we did the eyebrows. I was like feeling bad for all of you out there who just want a lip wax or an eyebrow wax or a root retouch. So I am thinking of you, and we're going to do some specials on waxing. I've said that, but we're serious because I didn't realize how good some waxing was going to feel after all of this. Just that self-care, I am super glad that you got to watch me go live. I appreciate that. Oh, his last name is Lewington. Oh, Lewington, the business CEO. Okay, Lewington. Yes, I heard that he might be a good guest on here to talk about business. I'll just have to make sure he's not having corona symptoms, and I feel safe, and he feels safe. We could sit here and have a conversation. We are going to start doing some split screen shows with Austin, so we'll have him back. But when we did 3 of us, we did have a lot of feedback and watching it back. I'm surprised you stayed watching because that was torturous sometimes to listen to. It did work itself out. So we're going to play with that here at the studio and do some more split screening, okay? Self-care is very important right now. It's super important. And hi, Karen. I miss you so much. And I'm sure you're not doing your daycare right now, so you must be very bored. But again, when this all reopens, are you saving money during coronavirus or are you losing money? Because I'm hearing a lot of different stories from friends and people. Some people aren't online shopping. They're just kind of Netflixing and chilling, and their biggest budget is their food or alcohol. You can't be at the gym, you can't be at the tanning salon, you can't be getting your services. Some people are actually saving money, so hopefully that can get influxed into our economy right away after this, because I'm surprisingly not shopping online because they're not really doing deliveries to my house. So I've ordered a little bit of stuff, but I felt like I did more before when it would arrive just at Catwalk. So we still have to order product because we are doing sales, and this sale is first Friday, and we're going to be open Friday and Saturday at Catwalk. But every time we open up the store, people walk by and try to come in and get a haircut. It's insane. And I feel so bad because they're like, can I please get a haircut? And we have to tell them no. But one thing that we are doing, and I'll be there Friday and Saturday, the hours will be on our page. But if you need a root retouch kit or a toner, I will come outside, I will stand 6 feet away from you, and I will match up your color if it's not in our computer and you're a client of Catwalk already. But I can come look at your color, tell you what you need, what developer, what strength, how much, and I can go mix it for you, give you a kit, and you can actually do it at home. I was doing street consultations last week, and the results were great. They sent me pictures, and that was really nice. And then I did a virtual how to cut your husband's, boyfriend's, or girlfriend with a clipper cut tutorial. So I was teaching Jacinda, one of my best friends who was on the show 2 weeks ago, how to cut Leanne's hair and how to do a fade. I didn't realize how hard that was going to be teaching it virtually, but we were able to do it. So that was kind of crazy. It wasn't an official Catwalk video. It was just like, I'm going to help you not really mess this up right now. Diamond paintings. I've seen those. That's with the little diamonds. Liv has a good idea. She's ordering a number of professional and personal development courses that you can do online. So it's less online shopping, but it makes her not bored. I watched some tutorials and I was doing some hair things online, following some of these classes that were offered. Pravana's offering some. Hairdressers are giving techniques, but I ended actually just up getting more sad and a little bit more depressed because I couldn't do the techniques. And people have been asking me to do some more live tutorials, but I can't do a client. I can do a mannequin, and it's not the same in real scenarios because the hair has been so chemically treated. I mean, I could show styling of the hair, but it's tough because I would like to show coloring techniques and stuff, but I don't even have a client to do that on. I really miss that hairdressing craft, So, but I'm gonna be honest. Who also is concerned about this after coronavirus? Are you gonna have the stamina to go back to work to the capacity you used to work? Like that's something I'm nervous about. Just doing Austin's haircut and color and waxing and him doing my hair and being in the shop, I felt like I needed a nap. But I think once we get on normal routines of going to bed at the right time, waking up on the right time, it'll be okay. But there's going to be this rush, and we're not going to have a choice but to be back to our old speed and staminas. So, are any of you concerned about that? My friend Spencer walks to work every day, and he goes, "Heck, all I do is walk around my house now. How am I going to be walking back to work?" So it's just it is interesting. And even though a lot of people have been working through the coronavirus or COVID-19 crisis, I've actually just had people messaging me and friends messaging me lately saying they're laid off. So layoffs are still happening, and that's just a really strange thing. There's no real job guarantee at the end of this, but I think a lot of people will be hiring. I'm sure I'm going to be hiring, so if you are a stylist or esthetician, I'm going to need you to make Lethbridge beautiful again. Not that you're not all beautiful without services, but it's important. And I thought it was kind of silly when my mom could let me do her hair on videos. That's true. But I know she'd want the colors that I'd want to teach you. The self-care thing is really important. At first, I saw things like give yourself a facial, give yourself a pedicure, paint your nails. And then I finally looked at my nails and like, oh my gosh, I need a manicure. And I gave myself a manicure, spray tanned, got ready for the show. And yeah, I did feel better. So the self-care is very important right now. I'm curious about this, and if you can write this in the comments, I'm curious because I've never been on unemployment before, and I'm not bragging, I'm not judging if you have been, but I have had to go for this. Is it called CURB? CURB is the government money right now. So, I mean, I was surprised how quickly I got $4,000 to put into my bank account, and that is really awesome. And I was also able to get a small business loan from Scotiabank for $40,000 to put directly into my business, and I only have to pay $30,000 back. So I got $10,000 there, which can help with mortgages through this, and then I got $4,000 personally. Now, I won't name names, but one of my friends, since COVID-19, has received $10,000. They're not really sure how this money's coming in or why so much showed up, so he put it in the savings in case they audit him. I'm like, where did this money come from? But one of my friends got 10 grand. So where are we getting 10 grand from? Who's getting this? Where's this money coming from? But even $2,000 I thought, and then they sent me 4,000. So we got it all in one lump sum. But is anyone else like, did you go for EI and then CURB and you're getting both? Does anyone feel like they're getting too much help from the government? And my business isn't, so I'm not saying that we are, but is anyone else getting maybe more than $2,000 per month? Like not knowing why? And maybe you don't want to say it on air. Yes, my mom does even self-distance from her kids, but that's not true because we actually see each other at least 3 or 4 times a week, and we do the sales together. But yes, we do stay mostly 6 feet apart. My mom is super paranoid, and that's okay because I have moments of it where I get super paranoid, and I wear a mask every time I go into a store, and I carry my hand sanitizer, but I heard gloves are more important, so I got to start doing the glove thing. So, but yeah, it's okay to be paranoid right now and weirded out. I mean, when they told me that Basically, they told us that all summer there'll be no festival, no restaurants, no patio, no pool, no playground. Yeah, it hit me hard. I felt pretty sad. I'm going to be honest, and I felt really sad for everyone working in High River with the 500 cases like overnight, basically. Like that's really insane. So I do see how this can really impact a community and very fast. So I'm not making light of it, but that was a hard little spin. Who else had a hard time when they realized everything is canceled? It's weird. I can't imagine no Whoop Up Days or Whoop Up Day Parade. And Calgary, they are pissed about the Stampede. I saw people were not happy at all about that, and I get it. It's a tradition, and it's something people look forward to, getting drunk in public and going to awesome concerts, and it's getting together. It's tradition. We're missing traditions. We're missing weddings. We're missing grads. It's hard. That's what I was wondering, if he was getting his EI money and he got his curb money as well. Oh my gosh. Anita Palmer, I was just thinking of you. When this is over, we need to get together. Honestly, there is this new LCI grad class 1996 group. Yes, that's the year I graduated, and I've been watching it and seeing old photos pop up. So I've been seeing photos of Jen and just thinking about you, and yeah, so that was it's interesting. It's bringing back a lot of memories, and people have the time right now to go through yearbooks and post pictures and write stories. So yeah, I literally was just thinking of you yesterday. So that's cute that you're watching. If they got $4,000, they applied for both. Well, I only applied for one, and I got $4,000. I love Whoop Up Days. I love drinking a beer in the car and then going into Whoop Up Days, hitting the beer gardens, and then getting on a ride that spins me so much I want to vomit and to go eat an elephant ear, Like, I do look forward to that. And actually, Street Wheelers is the one day a year. I call it Straight Pride, and I mean it with a fun sincerity. But every year for Street Wheelers, the only time you can see me walking down the street in a baseball hat and I hate the name. I'll say a white tank top rather than that other name for them. But yeah, I like Whoop Up. I like Street Wheelers. I like Whoop Up Days. I like Pride. I like South Country Fair. I never get to go to Dragon Boat races because it's the same day as Pride. I love and miss Jen so much too. Shauna, are you on the 1996 LCI group? I just got added this week, so it's pretty fun. I know. You know what? I was really saying about 2020. I was going in so positively about 2020. I was saying 2020 is the year of perfect vision. I have clarity and vision what I want to do for my life. Me and Austin had ended. I was dating again. I was, ready to really give it all in my business. And then January happened, and what? I was brutalized, and then this happened, and it's just like, and I mean, for everyone, I think 2020 is just going to be a year we're all going to remember. And I just hope that this way of life is not the new norm, because I find it really important, even if you're 6 feet apart on the street or in a grocery store. I mean, the big social outing now is like Walmart or Save on Foods or Superstore. Please try not to act scared of everybody. Just keep your distance. But sometimes people are walking around the corner and they see you like they seen a ghost. They're like, ah, and then they like go down another aisle, or like, well, I'm not right in your space. You can be 6 feet apart from me. But that feeling you get when people are like grossed out by you or scared of you, I'm sure we've all felt some sort of discrimination in our lives before, but it's just a really weird feeling. So when I'm walking around Henderson or the Sugar Bowl, I make sure to say hi to people. I make sure to have a little chat if I can. Say hi to me if you see me out, because I notice, and I'm sure you all notice this, drivers are insane. If you don't turn right at the turn, or you don't start right at the green light, people are like giving you angry faces, and people are flipping U's on the street. And it's like, where are you in such a rush to go? That's what I'm curious about. Everyone's driving like a maniac. I mean, Jesse here owns the Max on 3rd Ave? 6th Ave. Do you notice that people pull up to the gas, like they're not acting as cordial? I almost think it's maybe people have forgotten how to drive because they're not driving to work every day. So when they finally get out of the house, they're just a little bit worse driver. Have you guys noticed that you're not as sharp behind the wheel? I am curious about that. It's crazy. I'm like chill, dude. Yeah, say Shauna has noticed that with the car watching too. I gotta say hi, Lauren Pitt. I love you. Uh, oh, you should join Shauna. You should join the 1996 group. But yeah, friends with Jen forever. Love her so much, and I miss her. Um, I had a lady almost punch me in Walmart because I accidentally stepped too close to the line in the till. Oh my gosh, silly people. I know this one woman, I was trying not to be rude, but she was like really chatting me up in the at the till, and I didn't know her, and that's okay because again she's being friendly, but she just kept getting closer and closer to me, and so I kept backing away, and I felt like so rude. But yeah, that is a thing. I don't. So just I've been really practicing on trying to be the same old Levi that I've always been, and sometimes I'm wearing my mask, so I'm smiling, but like all you can see is my eyes are squinting, and I'm like, why am I smiling? But say hi, be nice to each other. But it is weird because this guy was leaving the Save On parking lot, and the wind blew really hard today, and stuff came flying out of his truck. And this lady went to go start helping him pick it up, and then she realized she couldn't, and she stopped helping him. And then the guy was like, wasn't sure what to, but he just kept gathering it himself. But she wanted to just go help this guy, and so normal acts of kindness are a little strained right now. So, you know, be nice to each other, and that's my advice. Out in public, especially. Oops, did I say that? I'm one of those drivers. It's like we have no rules driving. Hi, Lauren, I miss you. When this is over, instead of water, we'll have wine, and we will have a wine date, okay? Mm. You're in the banking world, so are you still working? Because some banks are open, or are you not working, if you don't mind me asking? But maybe you can all help us out with some financial advice after this. Um, Renee, I do have to say I have found myself to be not as sharp of driver as I usually am. I think I'm just excited to finally get out of the house. I'm trying to grocery shop just once a week, and yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, is everyone else driving poorly, or am I driving poorly as well? So I do notice it. I think we're all a little guilty. We're all a little out of practice. Um, yes. I noticed like you're supposed to walk around Henderson a certain direction. You're supposed to walk up and down certain aisles, and there are arrows, but because we're not used to it, it does get confusing. My friend Spencer was at the bank, and this man was like, I don't have any symptoms of COVID. I'm going in. She's like, I'm sorry, sir, you're not allowed in. He's like, I'm coming in. It was like, well, you have to wait. And this guy was like, just not having it. So everyone's a little cranky right now. Um, yeah, it's like you walk the wrong way. Dudes are leering more. Anyone else? Yeah, I agree. Like people are leering. Oh hell yes, and yep, I'm working 100% mobile. I still have lots of stuff going on with mortgages. Yeah, because I'm wondering how this will affect. I see how a lot of houses for sale, and I hear people saying they want to move. They're looking at career changes, going to school, move closer to family. I know people who are divorcing and breaking up. So there's a lot of this stuff going on. So it'll be really interesting to see how the market bounces back after this and how people choose to spend their money. I talked about this last week, I think, but I'm going to re-mention it. My accountant, an accountant I know, said some people who typically, yeah, do have money, but they can't do anything with it. So I'm trying to look at what that looks like for me. Not that I have so much money, but I have enough to go on a trip, and I can't travel right now. So I can't wait for this to be over so I can head back to Europe or head back to Japan. I just really miss that. Every year I go on a big trip. So I hope 2020 isn't a total bust for travel. I'm happy for people who are able to do their work from home. And yes, a wine night is going to be a must. I see Jody tuned in, and I'm gonna just give her. Oh, yeah, it is kind of funny. My mom and I notice you know, a lot of seniors not wearing masks or following the rules, so that's kind of interesting. I do have to give a shout out to Jody. Jody, I miss you and I miss the girls. And one of my friends, Jorgen, who was watching, he's been self isolating out at a farmhouse. And I know that you've been out not in the city. And it probably feels surreal coming into the city because all of a sudden you're so bombarded with all these rules that people are doing and that you're not maybe aware of, and then you see someone in gloves and you're like, I'm not in gloves. You see someone with a mask, you're like, I need a mask. What do you mean? Like the lineup at Costco today, I just drove by, but they have shopping carts separating people so they don't get too close. So to make sure that you don't break the rule, you have to stand with shopping carts in between people waiting to get into Costco. I mean, it's like something out of a sci-fi movie. You're like begging to go into Walmart. Oh, I had one more really funny idea of how we could still do Lethbridge Pride Fest this year. Okay. I thought we could, some of the drag queens, maybe Chrissy Cox, we could get dressed in drag, go into Walmart, hit our ghetto blaster, and start performing because, they're allowed more than 15 people in there apparently. So we could do a drag show in the middle of Costco. We could do a drag show in the middle of Walmart. Or we could simply just get some of our favorite bands or queens or kings and monarchs, and we could go into the parking lot of Costco or Park Place Mall. Well, they're not open. Superstore, and just put on a concert for everyone who's there. Because apparently you're allowed to be more than 15 people in these parking lots. So I'm just trying to get creative of how to some way uplift everybody and still celebrate Pride Month here in Lethbridge. And again, have Trevor Panzak spontaneously start playing in the middle of Walmart, and because there's more than 15 people there, you could actually have a little Whoop Up Days celebration. So I know I'm being a little sassy, but I thought it was kind of a fun idea. See? Amazing idea, right? And then stream it live. That's what I'm thinking. Flash mob, but I don't want to encourage a flash mob because I don't want 500 people getting ill all at once, like at the meat packing plants. But I was trying to think, how can we still put on some sort of performance piece like that, which wouldn't really be breaking the rules. So Francesca Dynamite's doing death drops down the vegetable aisle. I mean, I'd watch. Chrissy Cox doing If I Were You. I would want to be me too at the cashier line, Oh my gosh. Have Salem do some Salem doing some power ballad from Heart, in the middle of Superstore. I think it'd be amazing. So. Okay, I'll make a secret announcement if Chrissy Cox is going to be at Walmart, all right? I know we're all doing a lot to try to uplift each other, going live to feel connected. I found it really important to stay connected through, you asked for it, from Jess FM and Jess TV through this COVID-19, just so if you've been watching the same TV series or you're run out of TV series, maybe you have something different or fun or live. You can feel like we're chatting. A little interaction here on Monday nights. So I want to thank you all for your support. I want to thank you all for tuning in and supporting local like Jess FM and all our local businesses that are still open and trying to provide services. And a big one from Dylan's Burgers, Lana told me, try not to skip the dishes. It's called Deliver. What's the other delivery company? Do you know? It's like an S, right? There's another, there's Simple Delivery or Simply Delivery. Simple Delivery. I heard the restaurants get to keep more of the profits that way. I know Skip the Dishes is really slick and really easy, but just to keep more money in the pockets of the locals, it's good because don't you just find it a little interesting? I find this a little interesting that the big companies like McDonald's, Walmart, Costco, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, Skip the Dishes. Isn't it interesting that all these major companies are still just active and going crazy and great guns, where, the local businesses are being more squeezed out? It's just interesting when you see who's open and who's not. So if you can support like London Road Market or a local, get your popcorn at Movie Mill, just do it. So. Yeah, I just think it's funny these big brands that have been ruling the world are still kicking ass, Uber. Oh, Uber Eats. Yes, 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 yes. We could also do Uber Eats. All right. Michael Wharf, we are going to do a project as soon as we can. As soon as we get a green light, we are going to film some stuff with Catwalk to get us pumped up and ready to go. And also, Chrissy and Salem have a very special project that they want you involved in. So, Michael Wharf's a very talented videographer. And I'm sure, again, this is really hard with, I know, how this is hurting business with everything. So, but everyone, thank you so much. I can't believe it's been an hour as well. I actually thought I was going to have a hard time filling this hour. I really had a skit I wanted to do for you, but Austin asked me to please save it for him. But Austin is going to come down and visit again in a few weeks. So I will have him back on the show. And as I get go-aheads to have guests, I will have them on here. Thank you so much. I hope you feel like you're chatting with your friend. I feel like I'm chatting with my friends. And one of the funny things is we're doing this locally live, and I see a lot of local names on here. But the crazy thing for me is that Jess FM, we're actually broadcasting around the world. So I kind of feel bad because I end up talking about a lot of local things, but I know some of our highest listeners are in Asia. So to all our world listeners, thanks for listening to You Asked For It. I hope you're all hanging in through this crazy time. Thank you for helping keep me sane. Hopefully I can help you stay sane. And I mean that in a positive way. Love you all. Have a great week. See you in a week. Mwah.